Hey everyone, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm bringing you guys another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. So for this video, we're going to be covering the next upcoming Lost Chapters going live soon on Global Opera Omnia, which is going to be featuring the return of POROM from Final Fantasy IV. Now joining POROM as a banner mate on the featured banner is going to be Young, because both POROM and Young are going to be getting their EX weapons. Well, for POROM, it's a return, and then for Young, it's actually a debut, and both of these EX weapons are going to have their realizations available with this Lost Chapters. POROM won't be getting a rework, and she already was released at level 70, but if you think about it, she was already pretty good with her role as a support, and we're going to get into that when we actually get into the heart of the video. Young does receive a rework, and we are going to be touching up on what that rework did for him, and whether or not the character is going to be still worth it to, add to your roster fully equipped and fully geared out. Now, the Chaos difficulty boss fight that we're going to be talking about is going to be on the 3 Hollow Riders. If you guys are unfamiliar with that enemy type, they are the Death Rider enemy type, so it's the 3 knights on the chariots. And I do want to let you guys know that I want to give a big shout out to Rem and Dissidia DB, as well as the Tonberry Troop, because all of the information that's going to be in this video comes from them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the POROM Lost Chapters. When POROM was first introduced, she was known to be a very valuable support character, boasting great brave and HP healing, powerful buffs and auras to the party, and the ability to reduce the amount of incoming HP damage the party receives. The release of her Lost Chapters does not provide her with a rework, as she is already strong in her role to keep the party alive in harder boss fights. As stated earlier, she does get an EX realization, which suffices enough as an upgrade to her already valuable kit. Recommended artifact passives for POROM are White Mage Talent Boost 2-star and Max Brave plus 330. POROM's banner mate Young receives a much-needed rework with this Lost Chapters. Originally, Young specialized in dealing splash HP damage on multiple targets, making him good for multiple enemy target fights. His rework improves him drastically, starting with his C54 passive, which now increases his Max Brave by 20% and his speed by 40% while he is buffed, and his C58 passive increasing his attack and Max Brave by 20% while buffed. His Skill 1 kick and its plus variant now deal 4 Brave hits and gets an additional 220% Brave damage potency increase. The plus variant will now also deal more HP splash damage to all their targets. His Skill 2 Focus increases the buff duration granted to by 3 turns, now heals Young's Brave based on 50% of his attack, then delivers a 3-hit non-elemental melee AoE Brave plus AoE HP attack with a total Brave damage potency of 210%. It will deal an additional 60% Brave damage potency if used against a single target. It now also has a 150% Brave overflow and deals split HP damage on multiple targets. After using Focus, Young's HP attack changes into HP attack plus, which increases his Brave based on 50% of his attack, and then delivers a 1-hit non-elemental melee single target Brave plus single target HP attack with a 100% Brave damage potency and HP splash damage to other targets. These upgrades have certainly given Young better tools to deal with multiple targets. The increased Brave damage potency on his skills and the added overflow ensures that his offense will be more reliable during the Chaos era. Recommended artifact passives for Young are Attack plus 108 and Max Brave plus 330. The banner featured on this Lost Chapters will see the return of POROM, Young, and Palom's 15 and 35 CP weapons, the return of POROM's EX weapon, and the debut of Young's EX weapon. Both POROM and Young's EX weapons receive their realizations as well. To see if this banner is worth your hard-earned gems and tickets, let's see what these weapons bring to the table. Let's start off with a returning EX weapon, which is for POROM. Upon its realization, POROM gains the following upgrades. 0 out of 3 improves her EX ability White Wave with a 20% increase to the party HP heal, a 10% HP heal overflow increase, a 20% increase to her self-Brave heal, and a 10% Brave heal increase for her allies based on the HP damage she deals. 1 out of 3 permanently increases her Max Brave by 30% and attack by 50%. 2 out of 3 allows her EX ability White Wave to grant a new unique buff called Secrets of White Magic for 6 turns, which raises the party's Brave Heal overflow by 20% and raises the party's HP recovery limit by 20%. It also allows her to start the quest with Secrets of White Magic and 2 stacks of both her Light Arts and Light Wisdom for 2 turns. Finally, 3 out of 3 further improves her EX ability White Wave, increasing her self-Brave Heal by 10%, increasing the Brave Overflow Heal by 30%, and now deals 50% HP splash damage to other targets. When Light Arts is active, her Brave Attack changes to Brave Attack ++, and while Light Wisdom is active, her HP Attack changes into HP Attack ++. The Seed-type sphere unlocked from this EX weapon is called Buff Success HP Regen Long, which allows the equipped user to restore the party's HP at 3% of max HP per turn for 6 turns after granting a buff. Next, let's take a look at the new EX weapon for Young and its realization. Prior to its realization, Young's EX weapon equips him with the EX ability called Twin Wing Frenzy, which is a 5-hit non-elemental melee single target Brave plus single target HP attack with a total Brave damage potency of 600% and deals 50% HP splash damage to other targets. If Young breaks a target or attacks a broken target with this EX ability, it will have a 130% Brave Overflow, dealing 80% HP splash damage to other targets, and will grant him a new unique buff called Wife's Encouragement for 3 turns, which increases his attack by 50% and his Brave Overflow by 30%. Upon realizing this EX weapon, Young gains the following upgrades. 0 out of 3 upgrades Twin Wing Frenzy with an additional Brave damage potency of 150% and a 120% Brave Overflow. 1 out of 3 permanently increases his attack and max Brave by 40%. 2 out of 3 increases the recast speed of Twin Wing Frenzy by 15% and allows Young to start the quest with Wife's Encouragement for 3 turns, 50% attack up and 60% max Brave up for 6 turns, and access to Kick Plus for 6 turns. Finally, 3 out of 3 further upgrades his Twin Wing Frenzy, allowing it to deal 8 Brave hits, increasing the Brave damage potency by an additional 360%, and increasing the Brave Overflow by an additional 30%. While Wife's Encouragement is active, his Brave Attack Command Kick Attacks changes into Kick Attacks Plus, which is a 2-hit non-elemental melee AoE Brave attack with a 160% Brave damage potency and an additional 60% Brave damage dealt against a single target. This command also increases the duration of an active Wife's Encouragement by 1 turn. His HP attack also changes to HP Attack ++, which heals his Brave based on 50% of attack and then delivers a 2-hit non-elemental melee single target Brave plus single target HP attack with a 180% Brave damage potency, 120% Brave Overflow, 20% HP splash damage to other targets, and increases the duration of an active Wife's Encouragement by 1 turn. The A-type sphere unlocked from this EX weapon is called Critical Attack Boost Shorter, which allows the equipped user to increase their attack and max Brave by 10% for 3 turns when dealing a critical hit. Okay, so now that we know what Porom and Young's EX realizations bring to the table, what are my thoughts on this banner? Should you guys be investing your hard-earned gems or tickets? Well, let's take a look at Porom first, because for me, Porom is still the star of this banner. Now, when she was first released, she did not look particularly flashy, or I guess you could say aesthetically appealing to the eyes, because, you know, her animations were kind of and, you know, people were like, oh, okay, so she just wastes turns kind of like, you know, how Yuno does. But just take a look at what she provides to the party. She gives you really powerful Brave heal. She gives you really powerful HP heals. She has some pretty strong framed buffs, you know, and she also has some pretty strong auras, so she actually helps your party out, push the offense even faster. And then the biggest thing that she offers is that HP damage reduction. She was one of the first characters to be able to reduce the amount of HP damage that your party members take. And when it comes to chaos fights where you're going to be taking, you know, a significant amount of HP damage, Porom does this role very, very well. So, like I said, even though she's not as flashy, she's not as, you know, aesthetically pleasing with her animations and what she does, you know, she may not be dishing out huge numbers or delaying, what she offers you is value in keeping your party members alive. So if you're going to be pulling on the banner, Porom is the prize, which makes the banner shine a little bit for the month of May as far as Global Opera Omnia content. Now, Young. So the character got a rework, which is nice. You know, he gets increased brave damage, he gets some overflow, he gets increased splash damage, he has a new unique buff with that wife's encouragement, which is pretty cool. It improves his brave overflow on his abilities, and it also gives him a little bit more attack. So, you know, not bad. And I like how a majority of his skills, if not almost all of them, you know, have some sort of HP splash damage. So that's kind of like his thing. Unfortunately, though, even if you decide to fully realize his character, if you happen to pull his weapon, or if you decide to, he's a little late to the party. And I know I've mentioned this before on one of my previous videos. We're going to start to see some characters that are going to be getting reworks, but these reworks actually come just a little late in the Chaos era. Now, if Yang came out, let's say, towards the beginning of the Chaos era, or even towards, like, you know, the earlier parts of mid-Chaos, then I maybe would have said, yeah, this character has some time to shine. But I mean, just look at what we got. We got a character named Aranea who completely just trivializes a lot of chaos. If you're looking for AoE damage, you have characters such as like Squall. With Squall's Renzo Kukin Plus, he does 100% AoE damage. Whereas Yang, yeah, a majority of his skills have splash. He has different options, but I'd much rather take Squall if I want somebody just to be dishing out a lot of damage. Or you have characters like Lon and Rain, who can do 100% AoE HP damage with their skill 1 and 2 and with their EX. And now, you know, they got a rework too, which allows them to have a little bit of overflow. So, Young, I'm sorry, buddy. You're a little late to the party, so I would honestly pass on that character. I would only specifically pull on this banner if you did not pull for Porom when she first came out, because I do recommend her because she is support and she brings a lot of value to your party. And I will let you know that Porom was actually a character that I took recently, or not too long ago, to a future event that we're going to be seeing. There's a particular Lufenia stage, which is harder than Chaos, that I took her to, and she was the one that saved my party because of just how much value she provides in keeping you alive, which is critical with some of these harder stages. So Porom is a go if you could spare the resources. Young is a and that's what kind of hurts the banner for me, you know. But if you are a big Final Fantasy IV fan like I am, or if Young's one of your favorite characters, then, you know, you don't have to listen to what I have to say. Go ahead and pull for him. I might actually throw some tickets for him because I love Final Fantasy IV. That's my favorite Final Fantasy. But all in all, those are going to be my thoughts on this banner. Our final topic for this video will be the Chaos difficulty boss fight against the trio of Hollow Riders. These Grizzly Riders are weak to ice, more vulnerable to the Confusion debuff, and are immune to max Brave down and max HP down. At the start of the battle, you will notice that your party's max HP will be lower as they will have an aura active reducing your party's max HP. During certain HP thresholds, they will make themselves immune to all debuffs. They can also further reduce your party's max HP with an AoE Brave attack called Solid Break. They also use a host of HP attacks, can heal their own HP, and can also absorb your party's Brave for themselves. If you have Porom built, she can be a lifesaver for the numerous HP attacks your party will sustain, and not to mention the max HP down aura and debuffs. Bosch can also be very good for this fight for his ability to reduce HP damage. Other options you may want to consider are Kimari or Hope, as they also have abilities that can reduce incoming HP damage. One idea you can opt to run is Selphie or even Lena alongside Porom and a powerful AoE damage dealer. This way, you can deal with their debuffs and the amount of HP damage they deal. This concludes this video covering the upcoming Porom Lost chapters in Global Opera Omnia. Thank you guys again for watching, and also for all the support you've given to my channel. This is 40 the Broadway Saiyan signing out. Mahal, everyone.